First fight up in the lightweight division, we got Donmar Fan coming in at plus 180. He goes up against Cody Steele, who comes in at minus 210. Now, Fan is on a solid winning streak right now, with his last loss actually coming, or last two losses, coming against a man in the co-main event, Killing Soukilled. Both those nights, Soukilled was able to get the rear naked choke against Fan and force a submission in round 3 and round 2 respectively. And I believe Fan has obviously learned from those instances, which is why he's on a solid winning streak of his own, and which is why he was able to win the Road to UFC tournament this past season. In the finale, he was able to sweep the scorecards as he was able to beat Sung-Woo Kim. A very weird fight, right? That was a fight where Fan's smothering grappling pressure, his scrambling ability allowed him to outdamage Kim, but it really looked like he was starting to slow down halfway through that second round. But luckily for him, I really thought Kim gave him that matchup, as Kim constantly engaged in the clinch with him, and that allowed Fan to suck some wind, really get his cardio back in check, and then start getting off on damage of his own. When they were at open space, that's where you saw Kim have a ton of success, landing his combinations and really hurting Fan, but for some reason, he would constantly engage in the clinch, and that will allow Fan some time to recuperate and then get off on some damage of his own and get back into the fight. Fan has pulled off a few upsets on the Road to UFC tournament, hence why he was able to continuously get these wins. But the biggest one, when he was a plus 500 dog in his first matchup on the Road to UFC card, and he showcased his classic style, smothering grappling, good top pressure, nasty elbows from the ground and pound position when he's able to get that top position. But again, very good scrambler. When he often finds himself in bad positions, he knows exactly when to explode and reverse out of those positions so that he can get back to the offensive style himself. Again, as a striker, a lot of liabilities there, but he throws a lot of output, he stays very active, and that's enough to usually shield a clinch initiation or a takedown attempt, and from there is when we usually see him get to his game. He's going up against Cody Steele, who's looking to bounce back after his loss in his UFC debut against Rong Zhu. That fight came in February of 2025, and that was a night where he came in as a minus 200 favorite. He was really highly touted from the Contender series, obviously coming off that big knockout win over Chasen Blair. He was undefeated coming into the UFC, but even I was able to kind of see that, hey, that Rong Zhu fight, probably a tough stylistic matchup for him, right? Rong Zhu up until that point had shown decent enough takedown defense, and he was clearly the better striker, and to get him at plus 170, I thought was a no-brainer shot to take that night, and I'm glad that we took it, because he ended up sweeping Cody Steele on the scorecards, and he was able to get a pretty easy win there, especially with Steele struggling to get the fight to the ground. He went 1 of 4 on takedown attempts. I think he only got about 20 seconds of control time as well, and then on the feet, obviously, Rong Zhu was further ahead of him, outlanding him 125 to 59 on significant strikes. With that said, Steele is still a better striker than you would see from a guy coming from the BJJ game, right? Considering what we just saw this past weekend with Rodolfo Vieira, with Marcus Buchecha, Steele throws heat, throws in solid combinations, and has a good amount of confidence in the striking realm, which often seems to be the primary form of attack for him, right? The majority of his finishes have come by knockout, and that just goes to show that he's so comfortable on the feet, but he just can't be at a massive striking disadvantage like he was when he went up against Rong Zhu. I like that he has the BJJ black belt and wrestling it as a secondary form of attack in case his striking doesn't work out for him, but as we saw in the Rong Zhu fight, he's going to need to continue to work on that style if he hopes to really break into the rankings and really make an impact in the UFC. Now, going up against Donmar Fan here, I'm expecting it to be Fan looking to get into the clinch in the grappling realm to really subdue Steele in that spot, but I think Steele is the better grappler, he's the better wrestler, better BJJ specialist, and I think he'll be able to out-scramble and showcase a better gas tank than Donmar Fan as well. And then on the feet, I think Steele's power, aggressiveness, and pace will cause Fan a lot of problems here, and I think it will eventually lead to Steele getting another knockout victory. I think he can get it in the third round as well. You can get round 3 KO at plus 1,400. I think that's a damn good spot to shoot on, and I think to start off the card, we're going to get Cody Steele walking Donmar Fan down. It might be competitive early, but as we get into rounds 2 and 3, I think we see Steele start to pull away, stopping the takedowns of Fan, out-scrambling him, walking him down on the feet, and then just landing those big shots to eventually get the knockout win. So give me Cody Steele and Cody Steele by knockout.